Ben was with Gwen and Julie at a place called the Flamekeeper Circle. He looked uncomfortable being there, however, and Julie asked why, as this place made her feel like she was making a difference with her journalism skills, and Ben says he studied the Flamekeeper Circle. Not somewhere he wants to be, even if she feels like she's making a difference. They get into the elevator and Gwen asked why they are here if he's not interested, so he explains that there's something strange going on and he needed to check it out under official plumber business. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there to check the place out, annoying Julie hearing that he was only there for work. They get to the top floor and the person in charge says that it's good to have a celebrity of his stature visiting their meager offices, and Ben just quirks an eyebrow in response to that. He refers to the man as Conduit Edwards, asking if he'd gotten that right, and they said it's surprising that he's heard of them, though Gwen says that Ben knows all kinds of stuff. It's anyone's guess to what he knows. Ben tells Edwards not to waste his breath trying to convince him, as he's just there to check the place and leave. Edwards says he's welcome to look around their facilities, and so he begins doing so, and Ben asks Chip if he sees anything off so far, and Chip shakes his head no while they continue walking around, but Chip then barks at a curtain. Ben opens up the curtain, seeing a stone door carved to look like an octopus-like creature of sorts, and starts to open it, but Edwards says it's off limits to those outside of the circle. However, Ben tells Chip to scan through and see if he could tell if anything was up. Our little mechamorph then does so and starts to bark and growl in response. Ben forces open the doors, shoving Edwards aside, checking out what all was in there, asking Chip what he'd found out, with Chip growling at something while Edwards had called security to throw them out. Our hero looks up at them and raises an eyebrow, asking if they really wanted to try to fight him. The guards leave, saying that they don't get paid enough to deal with something like that, and Chip starts to explore around the room, looking around confused as he was sure he'd seen something strange. Ben says that whatever he saw, they aren't there now. They'll be going for now, but don't expect that this is over, as he left with Gwen. Later on at the burger shack, Ben was patting Chip's head as he was eating his burger and talking to Gwen, saying that no way that idiot even would be able to recognize alien tech, though their badges began to beep, and she says that Max called while he was ordering his burger and told her about a stolen ship, asking if they could help keep an eye out for it. Ben tells Gwen to go take care of the stolen plumber tech and to take Chip with her. He was going to do some investigations of his own. We then cut to a chameleon running around, disappearing and reappearing inside of the Flamekeeper Circle building, trying to find out just what exactly was going on. Ben goes to investigate more inside of Edward's personal office, finding something they'd missed previously and activated it, opening a secondary passage, and he walked on inside, going to check to see what was going on, and we see there was a large tank filled with water and something inside of it. As he approaches, the being in the tank says that they were wondering when exactly Ben would find them there. Ben recognizes them as Vilgax, still in their squid-like form, and Vilgax says that those here call him Dagon. Ben and Vilgax then stare each other down before they start to smirk, and both begin to bellow out laughing together at the stupidity of the Flamekeeper Circle members. Ben leans on the glass as they laugh together before turning with his back to the glass and sliding down it, enjoying the ridiculousness of the situation at hand. Once they stopped laughing, Ben then stands up and says that he still has to stop whatever evil plans he's got going on this time, and Vilgax says that he's welcome to try. And Ben asks why he doesn't just go spend time with his family. Vilgax says that he does this for his family. Someday his daughter will rule in his absence, and he wants to make sure that she will be able to protect herself and her people. Ben says that's noble and all, but he still has to stop them, and asks what scheme he's got going this time. Vilgax tells them that the followers have acquired a level 7 ship for him, which they think he will use to go and fetch a stash of alien tech on a nearby moon, but he will actually use it to find Siphon, regain his powers and his previous form, then return home to reign over his empire. While rising higher up into the tank, and Ben tells him he's splashing out water. He tells Vilgax that his empire fell after everyone heard that he was dead, though Vilgaxia is still holding out hope of his survival. So that's a place to start at least. Vilgax asked what of his family, and Ben says that he dropped by there on his way home from his last trip to Galvan Prime. His daughter was doing fine but misses her father. Vilgax did look relieved hearing that. Vilgax says that it's been fun catching up, but back to being enemies, then calls out the guards who came running, hearing his call to them. They were wearing strange outfits as he says that the intruder is an enemy of Dagon, then tells Ben to meet the Esoterica. Ben then sighs hearing that and says, "Great, brainwashed dimension runners." Ben tells them that the guy behind him is actually Vilgax, not Dagon, but the Esoterica tell him enough lies, calling him an enemy of the flame and slip between the dimensions, and Ben gets annoyed as Vilgax finds this entertaining, watching Ben fight someone that can slip away so easily. Ben changes into Big Chill, then Ultimate Big Chill, and blasts them all with fire that freezes them in an instant. But Conduit Edwards calls out to Ben, telling him that that's enough, while holding Julie hostage. Ben tells Julie that he told her they were bad news. She asks if they could save the "I told you so" conversation until after he saved her, please. Ultimate Big Chill raised an eyebrow and asked Edwards if he really thinks he's an idiot. He's been a bounty hunter long enough to know a con job when he sees one. Julie says that the stories were real, the Dagon is right in front of them, and a chunk of ice smacks her in the back of the head, with Ben telling her that's Vilgax in front of her, not Dagon. Besides, they don't have the proper paperwork, forms, or clearance to use alien technology to better the world. Julie turns to Ben and asks if he did, and Ben says that he actually does, and it was a pain in the ass. He actually sprained his wrist from all the forms that he had to fill out for the alien tech that he has. Hell, it was 200 pages for ship alone. He wields the most powerful tool in the universe. If he had to deal with the paperwork, so do they. Julie tries to convince Ben that the Dagon was above that, asking didn't he see. They were going to change the world for the better. Vilgax says that he sees a world where he is no longer special, and Ben tells Vilgax to shut his face hole. He didn't remember anyone asking him anything. Gwen then shows up with Ship, who is holding some strange object, and Ben pats his head, telling him good boy before smashing it. Vilgax asked what they had done, and Ben says he smashed the pulse core. Stolen Ship isn't going anywhere now. Oh, and one last thing before they go. He then took a deep breath and blew fire all around the room, freezing all of the Esoterica that were making their way inside, as Ship jumped up at the tank, barking before changing into a turret and blasting at it, shattering the glass as they grabbed Julie and got the hell out of Dodge.